On July 26, 1908, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, was born when U.S. Attorney General Charles Bonaparte ordered a group of newly hired federal investigators to report to Chief Examiner Stanley W. Finch of the Department of Justice. The reason that the FBI was created was to investigate criminals who evaded prosecution by passing over state lines. Most of the agents that were hired originally were former Secret Service agents. One way that the government used the FBI was when the U.S. entered World War I. The FBI was given the responsibility of investigating draft registers, violators of the Espionage Act of 1917, and immigrants suspected of radicalism. During this time, FBI investigated many different people. During the Red Scare period from 1919 to 1920, the Red Scare was a period of time that the citizens of the U.S. were worried about the communist takeover. During this period, the FBI created a file for around 450,000 people, and around 10,000 people were arrested for being suspected communists. Most of the people that were arrested were only briefly questioned and then released. These arrests would eventually be called the Palmer Raids because the Attorney General at the time was A. Mitchell Palmer. With the following years, Congress appointed a new acting director of the Bureau of Investigation. His name was J. Edgar Hoover, a lawyer and a former librarian. During the 1920s, with Congress approval, Director Hoover drastically reconstructed and expanded the Bureau of Investigation. He built the agency into an effective crime-fighting machine, establishing a centralized fingerprint file, a crime laboratory, and a training school for agents. In the 1930s, the Bureau of Investigation launched a dramatic battle against the epidemic of organized crime brought on by Prohibition. Notorious gangsters such as George Machine Gun Kelly and John Dillinger met their ends looking down the barrels of Bureau-issued guns. This was the start of the FBI, one of the most important investigative agencies in the U.S. The FBI is tied to many important events in the future like World War I and II. Many changes came to the FBI after 9/11 as well.